Hey everyone, welcome back to Sunshine Detour. I'm Rick, and as always, I'm here with my co-host, Danielle, and we are coming to you live, well, recorded live, from the heart of Central Florida. We are officially in that weird, transitional week in Orlando that theme park regulars know and love. The absolute madness of the spring break rush is starting to taper off, and the parks are finally exhaling. You can almost hear it. That collective sigh of relief from every cast member, every local, and every annual pass holder who survived the chaos. If you're new here, Sunshine Detour is your weekly guide to living in, moving to, and navigating the theme park capital of the world. We cover everything from park updates and insider tips to what it's actually like to relocate to Central Florida. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we drop a new episode every single week.
Oh, Rick, it has been an absolute marathon. If you were here last week, you saw those 200-minute wait times for rides like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm not exaggerating. 200 minutes. That's over 3 hours standing in a queue. And honestly, if you made it through that, you deserve a medal. But here's the good news. As we head toward the end of this week, the spring break rush is finally, blessedly giving way to that beautiful Florida spring lull. It's that magical sweet spot that we always talk about on this channel. The humidity hasn't quite hit yet, the kids are back in school, and the parks feel like they're yours again. Walk times drop. You can actually find a table at Be Our Guest, and the fireworks at night feel almost intimate. This is the window, folks. If you are planning a trip and you have any flexibility at all, the next 3 to 4 weeks are genuinely some of the best days of the entire year to visit Walt Disney World. Rick, you want to talk about what that actually looks like on the ground right now?
Absolutely. So let's get into it. Tomorrowland is absolutely the place to be right now, and the biggest reason for that is huge news for anyone who's visited Magic Kingdom in the last few years. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin is officially open again after that massive recharge refurbishment, and I have to tell you, it feels like a completely different attraction. This is not a light refresh. Disney went deep on this one. The most talked about upgrade? They've replaced the old fixed cannons with brand new handheld blaster guns. These are detachable, high contrast, futuristic-looking props that riders actually hold in their hands. No more awkward reaching for a joystick. You grab your blaster, you aim at the digital targets, and yes, all the targets are fully digital now, way more responsive, way more colorful, and you rack up points. I tried it 2 days ago, and I genuinely felt like a Space Ranger for the first time. The scoring system feels more balanced, the theming inside is sharper, and the queue has been refreshed with new details. The ride reopened officially on April 8th. That's literally yesterday as we're recording this, so if you get to Magic Kingdom this week, head straight there first thing. Wait times are going to be surprisingly manageable right now because not everyone knows it's back open yet.
And speaking of buzz, I have to talk about what the annual pass holder community has been buzzing about. Pun fully intended for the past 2 weeks. Disney has been dropping these very deliberately cryptic teaser images for the next VI pass holder magnet, which for those who don't know are these gorgeous collectible magnets that Disney releases periodically as a thank you gift exclusively for annual pass holders. And the clues Disney has been leaving in these teasers are not subtle. We're talking Toy Story alphabet blocks, a classic Pixar ball, you know, the red and yellow one, and some very buzz-coated color palettes in the background. I have been staring at these images, and I am telling you, I am 99% certain the next magnet is going to be a Buzz Lightyear design. The timing with the Space Ranger Spin reopening is just too perfect. Disney does not do things by accident. Now, the magnet hasn't officially dropped yet as of today, but keep an eye on the Disney Annual Pass Holder webpage and the My Disney Experience app. These usually go live with very little notice and they sell out fast. Rick, I know you've got your whole Toy Story block theory too.
Yes. I have strong feelings about those blocks. But let's save that deep dive for a dedicated episode because right now we need to talk about the big one. And I mean that literally. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad has officially started testing. If you've been following this channel, you know that Big Thunder has been closed for a full 16 months for what Disney called an extensive refurbishment. That is one of the longest closures we have seen for an e-ticket attraction at Magic Kingdom, and it has had a real ripple effect on the rest of the park. When you lose Big Thunder, you lose a high-capacity ride in Frontierland that historically absorbs thousands of guests per day, which means all of that crowd pressure gets pushed onto Splash Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and Haunted Mansion, and the rest of the park. But as of this week, we have seen the trains moving on the track. No passengers yet. This is still operational testing, but seeing those red mine trains rolling through the Frontierland Canyon again is genuinely exciting. The official reopening date is set for May 3rd, which is just a few weeks away. That date has not changed as of our recording, and the cast members I've talked to seem cautiously optimistic that the timeline is holding. This reopening is going to be massive for wait time distribution across the entire park. Danielle, you had some thoughts on what the new refurb might have added?
Yes, so while we're waiting for Big Thunder to come back, if you want a completely different energy, a break from the Magic Kingdom hustle, I cannot recommend enough getting yourself over to Epcot right now. The International Flower and Garden Festival is in full bloom through late June, and this year's edition might genuinely be the best one I've experienced in my years living here. The topiaries this year are on another level. The standout for me, and I know Rick is going to agree, is the Groot topiary that they've placed near the Guardians of the Galaxy Pavilion in World Discovery. It's stunning, it's massive, it's lovingly detailed. There's also a gorgeous figment topiary near the Journey into Imagination Pavilion that I honestly teared up a little looking at, and the classic Mickey and Minnie topiaries near the front of the park are as charming as ever. But it's not just the topiaries. The outdoor kitchen booths this year have some incredible food. There's a Korean barbecue booth that Rick and I have already been to twice. The flower quilt installations along World Showcase are absolutely photo-worthy, and the pace of the park right now is just so relaxed and enjoyable. You can genuinely wander, eat, take pictures, and feel like you're on vacation without the frantic energy of peak season. Spring evenings at Epcot with the festival lights and the music, there is nothing better. Truly, go this week if you can.
Completely agree. And I want to add one more thing before we wrap up. If you are seriously considering a move to Central Florida, or even just a longer stay, this is the kind of week that reminds you why people fall in love with living here. The weather is perfect. Low to mid 80s, low humidity, blue skies. The parks are accessible. The restaurant scene in the greater Orlando area is exploding right now with new openings in the Dr. Phillips Corridor and Lake Nona. It genuinely does not get better than this, and this is the window before summer heat and humidity arrive in full force. We have a full relocation guide episode coming in 2 weeks that covers cost of living, neighborhoods, schools, and what the commute situation actually looks like in different parts of the metro area. You're not going to want to miss that one. And if you have specific questions about relocating to Central Florida, drop them in the comments below or send us a message on Instagram. We read everything. All right, that is the wrap for this week's Sunshine Detour. As the crowds clear out and the spring lull sets in, now is absolutely the time to hit the parks. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next week with more relocation tips, park updates, and everything in between. And as always, Rick and Danielle together, embrace the detour.